Hello and welcome. You're tuned into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Vinny Motiwala. And this is a show where we take you through all the stocks that are in news on the back of research or on the back of technicals. But before that, let's take stock of where the markets are at. Vinny, a good day coming in for the markets. In fact, all eyes are on this 25,000 levels for the Nifty, and Nifty Bank also giving some, maintaining those good gains. And the broader markets, of course, mid-cap especially, is firing on all cylinders, hitting its all-time high today.
Absolutely, yeah. Mid and small cap surely is outperforming the benchmark indices. But right now, just a few minutes ago, we saw a fall coming in the market. So from those around 24,970, 980 levels that we saw coming in for the markets today, as of now, we're seeing 24,000, I beg your pardon, 24,970. Now it's at 24,895 is what the market is trading at, just with gains of 0.2% in trade. Previously was trading with the gains of almost around 0.5% is what we could watch out for. So yes, a fall came in the market just a short while ago. Though nonetheless, mid and small cap, like you said, has been outperforming. Mid cap up almost 0.6%, small cap up also almost 1% around, we could say, for the small cap index as well. A lot of individual movers in trade on the back of news flows, on the back of earnings that we're seeing coming in, as well as crude falling, also keeping some of these stocks a buzz, whether you look at an HPCL, BPCL, all of them in focus. Other than that, Naveen Fluorine, Aarti Industries are some of the other movers in trade. But on that note, we'll get started with all the stocks that have been buzzing in trade on the technical front as well, and on the back of news flows. So on the research team, we do have Snehi joining in with us, while from the technical front, we do have Osho Krishnan, senior analyst and technical derivative at Angel One, joining in with us. So very good afternoon to both of y'all as well, and thank you so much for joining in with us. But Ankita, Colgate surely making those big moves today.
Absolutely. In fact, Colgate is in focus today on the back of some good set of earnings that has come in from the company, and of course positive bullish notes coming in from the brokerages as well. But first, let's highlight the performances. The bright quarter one performance for Colgate, as wide as a smile. But we are witnessing a rural recovery for the company, and the premium portfolio is growing much faster. If you look at the standalone year-on-year numbers, we see a revenue uptick of 13% with a PAT uptick of 33% on a year-on-year basis. The EBITDA also rose 22%. The margins also saw an expansion of 240 basis points on a year-on-year basis. Now, the company is witnessing a continued demand pickup in rural markets. The rural growth is outpacing the urban growth. Also, double-digit growth led by high single-digit volume growth coming in for the toothpaste, and for the toothbrush business, there's a strong double-digit growth as well. Investec is maintaining a hold on the counter, and they have hiked the target price to 3,108 rupees per share, and they feel that this has been a blowout quarter for Colgate. Jefferies also maintaining a buy and hiked the target price to 3,570 rupees. But Goldman Sachs, however, is maintaining a sell, and they have hiked the target price to 2,750 rupees because they feel that the valuations are a bit bloated, that they are a bit stretched, and they are maintaining a sell. But that's Colgate for you, trading with gains of over 5.5%.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that, because a lot of target price increases coming in for Colgate. But let's move on to the next stock. This one too in focus on the back of its earnings. That's Jindal Drilling. At one point of time, it was up almost 10% in trade. As of now, 14%. So almost near the day's highest point is what we're seeing Jindal Drilling trading at. And a great set of numbers in terms of the profits of the company. 263% uptick on a year-on-year basis when you look at it. So yes, a sharp uptick in terms of the profits of the company, coming in at 44 crores approximately versus just 12 crores last year. Revenues of the company also we're seeing a growth of 82%. So strong performance both on the top line as well as on the bottom line of the company. Operationally, when you're looking at it, margins of the company, that's seen a bit of an impact coming in this time in terms of the margins. But other than that, a strong performance surely coming in on the top line, bottom line front, and that is what's keeping the stock abuzz as well. 14-15% uptick that we're watching out for.
All right, coming to you, Osho. Apollo Tyres is what you have picked out for us. Well, on the charts, a bit of hardly any gains in the last 6 months or 1 month, a bit of a consolidation mode. Tell us what is the upside for this stock? What are you seeing for Apollo?
Very good afternoon, everyone. Well, looking at the technical developments in Apollo Tyres, then we are witnessing a fresh 52-week high in today's trading session in Apollo Tyres, so which is a multi-week breakout, and even we are witnessing a V-shaped recovery in this counter. So I'm expecting that, looking at the recent development and the traction coming in the auto and auto ancillary space, I'm expecting that there should be some follow-up buying interest that should emerge in this counter. on the short-term perspective, the higher target comes around 585 to 590. So for short-term traders, that should be the target that one can eye for in the immediate basis, positional 1 to 2 trading session. But overall, there has been a breakout, so I'm expecting that on positional view from short to medium-term time frame, there can be a drastic upsurge in this counter for targets of nearly 640 to 50 from medium-term time frame.
Okay. Keep an eye out on those levels over there for Apollo Tyres. But Snehi, Idea Forge, that's the one in focus on the back of its earnings as well.
Absolutely, Vivian. A very poor set of numbers coming in for Idea Forge this time around. When you take a look at the numbers on a consolidated basis, revenue has come in at just 86 crores compared to 97 crores this time last year, which is a fall of 11.2%. But what's really biting this stock in its back today is the net profit, because that has come in at just 1.1 crore compared to 18.8 crores this time last year, which is down 94% year on year. EBITDA also has seen a very sharp contraction coming in, 2.3 crores versus 28.4 crores, which is down almost 92% on a year-on-year basis. Margins have also contracted really badly, because EBITDA margin coming in at 2.7% versus 29.3%, which is down more than 2600 bips on a year-on-year basis. So very poor set of numbers coming in. The PAT and EBITDA margin especially being the factors that are weighing on this stock, and as of now 11.5% low is where the stock is trading.
Alright, Osho, coming to you. City Union Bank is the name that you've picked out for us. This stock, it is currently trading around its 52-week high. Tell us, where does this go after this?
See, overall, in the last 3 to 4 months, this counter has been facing a strong resistance near the zone of 168 to 170. So current level is a very strong resistance for this counter. But this time, with the view of having a breakout, I am expecting that this time, because we are witnessing a V-shaped recovery in this counter from the 100-day exponential moving average, and also on technical front, there has been a sloping trend line breakout. So I'm expecting that this time there can be a strong breakout that can be seen. But on the higher end, I am expecting a target of nearly 185, which is the bearish gap on the daily time frame. So for immediate basis, from here onwards, one can definitely see a target of 185. While on the lower end, the immediate support lies around 164, followed by 158. So these are the levels that one should definitely keep their watch on and try to accumulate this counter from short-term time frame.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that one. That is City Union Bank. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more stocks. We'll mark the earnings of Exide Industries as well after this break. Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now. You do have Sterlite Tech, which has reported its numbers. Losses seems to have reduced a bit when you compare it versus last quarter. 48 crores versus 80 some odd crores last quarter. Revenues of the company, slight bit of an improvement of around 6.8% coming in there. That's Sterlite Tech for you all. As of now, down 0.6% a trade. We'll wait out for more of those details on that front. But Sterlite Tech trading with cuts of almost 0.6%. Let's move on and talk about the next stock on the technical. We do have Coromandel International, Osho. That's the one you're highlighting for us. So in terms of when you're looking at it in the last 6 months, we're seeing an uptick of almost 58%. What's the word now that one could watch out for Coromandel International? What is the target price that you have?
See, overall, this counter has been into a consolidation phase from past 1 month. There has been a very narrow consolidation from the zone of 1550 towards 1620-40 odd levels. But in the last few trading sessions, there has been a strong traction seen in this counter, and I'm expecting that this is a breakout counter, and from here onwards, it has the potential to test the zone of 1720 on immediate basis. So 1700 being a psychological mark can play some kind of resilience for this counter in the short term period, but 1720 is the next target that one can eye for in this counter, and this has given a breakout after a strong consolidation. So definitely one can look for this counter from short term time frame.
Surely from a short-term point of view, one can watch out for this one. But let's move on, talk about First Source. That also reported its numbers a short while ago. They've increased their guidance as well. So that's one of the reasons that you're seeing the stock buzzing in trade. Now for First Source, when you're looking at it in terms of numbers, quarter-on-quarter basis, revenue is up by 7%. EBIT also seeing an increase of around 4.4%, coming in at 190 crores, while the EBIT margin at 10.6 crores versus 10.9 crores. Profits of the company 135 crores versus 134 crores, remaining quite flattish. But the interesting part was the guidance that they have upped, and that is what is keeping the stock a buzz even today as well in terms of the guidance of the company. That is something positive, and that is what we're keeping an eye out on today. As of now, trading with gains of 2.4% in trade. That's first source for you.
All right, moving on to another counter that is in focus today is Aarti Drugs. In fact, this counter was trading with gains of 2% in the morning, is now trading with gains of 1.5%, has cooled off those, 0.5% gain. But it is on the back of the fact that they have received an EIR from US FDA for their Badi unit. In fact, the drug maker, US FDA inspection has already concluded at the facility in Himachal Pradesh, and they have received an establishment inspection report for the conclusion of this inspection. They have received an EIR, and in the back of this, Aarti Drugs is in focus today, trading with gains of 1.5% right now.
Okay, that is Aarti Drugs for you all. But we had Sumita, our colleague, who actually caught up with Apollo Hospital Sangeeta Reddy on the sidelines of the CII event where PM Modi he was talking about the Viksit Bharat vision. Let's hear in what the conversation was.
I think the budget, post that it was more business as usual, to tell you the truth. But truly, when I came into this room, the whole atmosphere was completely different. It was really the Prime Minister's vision of what he was talking about, and that made it real for India, that this is India on the move. And almost like it was he was saying that today, he compared how much was spent over the last 10 years, how India has spent more, created more jobs, created more industries, and not just industries, world-class industries, that today India is not just the number 5 country in the world, but he said in his third term, it is going to be the golden era. It's going to be the third largest economy in the world. What more could we get out?
Ma'am, one bit of criticism that's been coming in the government's way has been as far as the jobs sector is concerned. We've seen that happen from elections as well, and even now in the ongoing parliament session. But what do you really make of the strategies and, of course, policies that have been announced in budget? And today the Prime Minister was also speaking about that.
Jobs has always been an issue in India, which I think the internship, the retraining, the use of technology, all this is going to play a much bigger role. So I think while we get education right, while we get training right, it'll be up to industry that is creating world-class companies are going to need people. We're also going to need people for the world, and I think that India is best positioned. So I'm hopeful. It won't switch on immediately, but I think that we're on the right path, and I think to keep persevering and keep pushing the message, things will start changing.
All right, let's get back on track and start with all the stocks that are in focus today. Snehi, PNB Housing Finance, big block deal coming in there. Tell us, what is this all about?
Absolutely. So block deal is the reason why PNB Housing was buzzed in today's trading session. 13% equity changed hands in a bunch trade this morning. Now, Carlyle Group had raised the size of its block deal this morning in PNB Housing Finance, aiming to now offload a 12.8% stake compared to that earlier offer size of 6.4% that they had declared earlier. Along with this, the PE firm now also aimed to earn 2,511 crore from the stake sale compared to the previous 1,256 crore. The floor price of the block deal is expected to be at 755 rupees per share, implying a 5% discount from the previous closing level of the stock, which was yesterday. But well, yes, we'll get finer details of this block trade post-market hours today. But Carlyle Group is the one that is expected to have sold a 13% stake, or to be precise, a 12.8% stake in PNB Housing Finance today.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on that one. But let's move on to stock number 11. On the technicals, we do have Titan Osho that you've picked out for us. This one has been consolidating in the last 6 months, but now in the last few days seems like it's a bit pokey and shiny in trade. Do you think we'll see a run up now from here on?
See, as you have mentioned, that this counter was not having much of traction in the recent period, but from the last 1 week, there has been a strong traction from the lows in this counter. So that is very attractive level for this counter to accumulate from short to medium term time frame. So I'm expecting, as we have seen a very strong recovery after the budget, approximately from the zone of 3250 towards again 3500 odd levels. So I'm expecting the time it surpasses the zone of 3500 on a decisive manner. Why? Because it is having a very strong resilience of 200-day SMA. So the time it breaches the zone of 3500 on a sustainable basis, then from here onwards, there can be approximately 300 point of upward rally that can be seen in this counter. So I'm eyeing for approximately 3800 kind of a target from short to medium term time frame.
All right, but with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're getting you lots more stocks.